Hey Joel, what are you doing over there? What are you doing behind that camera? Welcome back to Day Rates, the show we talk about design.
And money.
Hey, that's pretty good. That was organized. I blew it.
Okay, so before we get started with today's topic, let's get on to our Family Fun Design Corner.
For corn.
Okay, today we're taking a look at Xenia Rinzuk.
So I said to Joel, I said, Xenia, I just met ya.
Anyway, so Xenia is a art director focusing a lot on like digital products, a lot of branding as well. Slaying the game.
Slaying the game. Queen of Dribble.
I mean, Queen of Dribble, absolutely fucking killing it. Not so much, I mean, like, yeah, she's got like billions and zillions of followers, although I'm more impressed with the amount of work she's putting out.
Everyone always tells you, like, just do things consistently, and this person actually did it. So congrats, Xenia, on the success.
Right? I follow her on Instagram, and I see like on her stories sometimes she's just like at a museum or doing some shit. I'm like, where do you get the time?
Just design life, you know? Like, I do a quick website in the morning.
She just like made her new website live, which is fucking dope because she kind of focuses a lot on interaction and that sort of thing. I believe she uses After Effects. I saw in some comments somewhere she uses After Effects.
But I mean, it's so great that there's actual websites that then get built. Like, she's designing it. She's got ideas for interactions, which she can show people. And then it actually happens. Because I always looked at her account and thought, this is just for dribbles, you know? But then she's got real clients off the back of this. Actual things happen.
Yeah, which is another thing. We should talk about the fucking developer behind this shit, man. Like,
Jesus, yeah.
crazy. Anyway, she's got a new reel out, so we'll leave a link in the description below because her reel is insane.
Yeah, like puts to shame a lot of motion designers' reels. And she's not a motion designer. Although, obviously, a lot of her life involves motion, so...
Absolutely killing it, man. She really has an understanding of design as a whole because all this shit, when it comes to web stuff, like, she's not just chucking shit anywhere on a canvas. Like, it's all premeditated. There's, like, grids and stuff. There's layouts she's sticking to.
Yeah, it looks like nice old editorial layouts, but...
Check out Xenia's work.
So, Joel, what's the topic for today?
Well, today, Miles, I thought we'd do a bit of a reaction video to Lads in the Hood.
Sounds fun. Let's get into it. Yeah, we ain't got no topic of the day because, I mean, we're given tips, but we have no tips.
We're all out of tips. Fresh out of tips.
But thinking about our lack of tips, I was thinking about design careers and how long they last.
That's a scary thing to think about.
I know, I've been having a bit of an existential crisis this week because I'm like, oh, maybe I'm relevant for another 10 years. I'm not even doing that much good shit now,
Yeah.
you know? And I've already blown through, this company's been around for 6 years already. So if I did this again, then I'll be 34. You
So
know?
old, man.
And
I'm
then-
only 18, so I don't know what that's about.
One more time and I'm 40 and I might still have no money.
Oh, you got a kid on the way.
Yeah, my child.
Well, at least the world's going to end.
Yeah, hopefully global warming will take me out before my design failure becomes apparent. But yeah, I was thinking about it this week that, like, I don't know, it's classic, like, you got to go for your dreams because the time is short, but it's a real thing, you know? Like, I kind of have all these vague dreams about, oh, I want to do this nice art, I want to finish this promo and stuff, but it's so easy for the weeks to just drag on and you're doing more of the same client work, which,
That's very true.
yeah.
I literally did this last night. I was having dinner with my girlfriend, and I've got a girlfriend. So. Yeah, and we were kind of talking about like, because we're in like a nice Japanese restaurant up the road. That one, it's like a little vegan place. It's really good, but it just made me miss Japan, and I was like, then I started thinking super deep. I'm just like, I don't want to be. I said these exact words. I don't want to be 35 and still on Marrickville Road.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the same shitty apartment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Let's burn it down, dude.
it's like, what we need to make some fucking moves. And I've been having like some health issues recently in that I just think I've been like overworking myself and just being super tired and shit like that. And then everyone else will be like, hey man, you need to get some more sleep. You know, go home early or take a day off. And I'm just like, no, I need to fucking work.
Yeah.
Like, it's one or the other, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're either telling me to like achieve my dreams or I need the sleep.
Yeah.
But I can't balance work-life balance with success. It's
Honestly,
not going to happen.
I can't. I figured out like kind of how I work, and that is I just need to fucking do it because I honestly can't do that balance thing.
No.
I need to fucking throw myself at some shit and really make it happen. Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
I feel like that's too. That's like this myth of, I don't know. I mean, maybe some people have this really artistic, relaxed life and they're successful. But that just seems to me like a myth. Like I haven't really seen that much of it. I really hope that does exist because I like the idea of someone else out there having a great time.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a struggle. Like I was even saying yesterday, I had to finish these renders. It's for a promo for us. I like the art. I'm really glad with what it is. I want to see the final product, but I still had to like force myself to hit the fucking button to just get the render started. Like, I don't know what it is. There's just these mental roadblocks to doing what you know you need to do.
Yeah.
Which is really difficult.
Oh, I had the same thing yesterday without other promo. Like, I just had no motivation.
Yeah, just sitting there looking at a screen being like, I know what needs to happen, or you sit there thinking what needs to happen for like hours, and it's a bit frustrating.
And even the night before, I was sitting there going, can't wait to get in there in the morning and do this shit. But I got there and I was just like, because the one I'm working on is to do with like apps and digital products and stuff. You don't realize that like that we've got 3 different digital products in this promo. So now I need to actually design all these. I need to design these products. I'm not a fucking product designer.
Yeah.
So I need to design these and then animate those. Like, it's heaps more work than I thought. It's not, I can plan it out so it wouldn't be, but it's just like, I don't know. I came in thinking I was going to do this, like just jump in and get a couple of scenes done. But then I just realized how much I needed to actually do in the background before I actually start.
You got to prep everything.
Yeah. And it's a lot of work.
I think too, yeah. I mean, maybe that's something about us. Like, why didn't we just hire a product designer to make the things? Just give them a day rate and be like, go and do some products for us.
Because I take issue with that as well. Then I'll just know it wasn't fully mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that too.
Like, I want it to be fully us completely. I'm even thinking about, like, I was going to do a dummy voiceover for it today. And if it was any good, just use that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because I mean, you could do it because you're going to hand it to a voiceover person, and who knows if it's going to be what you think it should. Like, you always kind of get stuff back and it's close, but it's either too peppy or it's not enough, and you're just like, oh well, I guess we'll use this.
Yeah.
You know, which is, if it's your own thing and you want to do a good job, that's a bit depressing. But it's a hard one. I was listening to G Monk on School of Motion podcast just yesterday, and he was talking about how he was working at Buck, I think, and he was working at like bigger agencies, and it was great, and he said it was really good and you learned a lot, but you didn't have that feeling that the work was really yours like you do when you do a piece from start to finish on your own.
yeah,
It's so legit.
I feel that.
I want to achieve something big in life, but I want to know it's mine. Like, if we do something together, it's kind of different. It feels like it's still ours.
Yeah, for sure.
But then if it was like a team of 10 people, I'd be like, yeah, I made that one object or something.
Yeah.
And it just feels cheapened, even though that's how you make really beautiful things. But
And we even talked about this last week about like art direction and shit, or creative direction. It's like, you look at some like really big creative directors' portfolios and shit, but I'm just like, yeah, but you didn't touch a pixel.
exactly. Get it done. I'm sure there's some art directors or creative directors that are really good and do it.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm sure they're probably the best ones, and probably the best work you see. There's someone that's a bit hands-on, but I don't know. It is a different personality type as well. They also mentioned, this is in the Draftsman podcast. I've just been pumping podcasts this week, you know, and now I'm doing one. So
Draftsman, shout out to Draftsman podcast.
It's a great podcast. It's just 2 guys that, it's more about like illustration and stuff like that. One's an art teacher. Actually, they're both art teachers. It's really good. But they're talking about how different kind of demeanors are suited to different jobs. So if you're really introverted, it's probably good that you are the artist doing the actual work. And that's where I feel I really do fit into.
Yeah,
Even
right.
though we both got the label as like, you know, we creative direct our stuff. We're really the ones doing it most of the time.
Yeah.
We'll hand off bits and pieces to freelancers when we're out of our depth. Or we need help or something like that. But creative directors are naturally more extroverted, and they want to deal with people and manage a team. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably the issue why I couldn't do that in a bigger studio, because I don't really want to do that. You know, I don't really want to be working with people all the time. My happiest days are when I am locked into something on my own. And so that's probably going to limit career-wise. But I'd like there to be a good portfolio of art at the end of it too.
100%. And that's what it's about, eh? Like, or just even just my own. See, that's another thing as well about the creative direction thing. How do you end up having a personal style as well?
Yeah, what's your? I guess you're just solving problems, so you don't.
Yeah, that's. I want both.
Yeah, I want both as well. I know.
I want it all.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah. I guess there's 2 school of thoughts on like how to get the work. You can be the person that has a really particular style, and people come to you because they want that, or you're a person that's can solve most problems. People come to you because they know you can handle whatever they're going to throw at you. So I guess that's 2 career paths. I'm sure some creative directors have a real leaning towards a certain style and they're known for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's difficult. And career longevity, like that's the thing. You probably have a much longer career if you do say, I'm going to get off the tools and I'm going to be the creative director like full time. I just talk to people and I get projects done. But I can't do that. I just can't commit to that.
We should do some research on what the fuck it actually entails, because I still don't really know.
Yeah.
If you're a freelance creative director, are you finding the artists and shit as well, and like handling that
Yeah, I don't know.
for a company, or is it just like super broad? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of creative directors are probably more in-house. There are like freelancers though, and I assume that you get brought in, they might have a team, but they need the idea. Well, I guess if it's like bigger campaigns and like we really need this idea. Maybe it's because the kind of work we're doing, it doesn't seem that necessary.
true.
Because a lot of it's like they know the specific product needs to get talked about. They kind of know roughly how they want to talk about it, and we really help them fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Whereas I guess someone's not like, the new iPhone's coming out, like how do we make it stand out from that sweet Nokia
3 cameras.
3 cameras, tre cameras. Yeah, so I don't know. It could be just the kind of work we're doing. But yeah, I mean, the career longevity thing, I've been thinking about that because I feel like we're especially at that age where you think, oh, I'm young, I'll live forever. Like I don't have to worry about things. But I think in probably 5 years' time, it's going to feel really different. And 5 years goes past like that. And
You got that belly.
oh yeah,
Oh god.
I'm definitely having a beer today. I'll tell you that much.
Wait, let's definitely have a beer today.
Right now, let's just.
I took it off topic with that creative director mark, and I shouldn't have, because we talked about it
No.
last episode.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, just career longevity. I'm curious, what do you see yourself doing in 10 years' time?
Well, I'll definitely be your boss for sure. I mean,
Thank God, dude. I don't need the
Surpass.
responsibility anymore. You can leapfrog me.
in 10 years, oh, dude, I couldn't tell you. Like, in a perfect world, I'd probably be living overseas, but we'd still have this company and maybe have some people working here as a base. And then we have like a lot more work time flexibility, work life flexibility. But yeah, I want to live overseas somewhere for a little bit of my life. I don't want to, just be,
Stay in the one place.
get heaps old and then just be like, oh fuck, I never left New South Wales,
Oh God, dude. Now you called it New South Wales. It feels so severe. That's just made me realize like I am stuck in a state.
right? It's scary.
Gotta get out of here.
Just even for like a year, dude.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this last night with my girlfriend as well, that I have the flexibility to be able to do that. I can just take off and still work remotely. But I mean,
Something stopping you from doing it.
the thing that's stopping me at the moment is just planning. I feel like I need to plan it first. I need to actually know where the fuck I'm going. Ultimately, I kind of want to live in Japan for a bit. But I can't. I need to do some like research on exchange rates, the cost of living over there. Like, I had just signed a 6-month lease here, so I kind of got to wait for that to end anyway.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of shit. So I'm not really making moves just yet, but I mean it's in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, because my wife, it's just like we talk about our partner's podcast, but she's very motivated to just, if she gets an idea in her head, she'll just start doing it the next week. And I feel like that's a really important mindset to kind of just start driving into these things if you want to do it, because you don't have a lot of time. So I don't know. Yeah, go for gold, mate. You're free to do it. And
I do admire that about Hannah as well.
Yeah.
If she just wants to do some shit, she'll just fucking do it, which is like really good.
yeah, she'll just drag me by the ear, like, we're doing this now. I'm like, all right, good. And then it like pushes our whole life forward, and I don't have to make any real decisions, apparently. I'm just like, yeah.
I'm gonna plant the seed in her later. I'm like, you guys should get divorced.
He's weighing you down, dude. He's dead weight.
I mean, you got the kid now, right?
Exactly. His part of this is over. But yeah, and also too, I was watching, it was like a documentary on the National Lampoon, and I was like brilliant, drunk, stoned, dead. I think I probably got the order wrong there. But anyway, it made all like, Bill Murray started there and Chevy Chase and all those people, and it was this whole, like, it went for like 10 years across like the 70s and 80s or something like that, or longer than that. But these people talked about it like they were so passionate about it during the time. It was like the most important time of their life, and they were doing something really subversive at the time and really experimenting with something creatively, which is just something so appealing about that. Like I want to have that moment in my life where I felt like I kind of like got rid of my corporate chains for just a little bit and did something. You know? And it's just so hard. It's so hard to say no to that corporate money when it's coming in.
Yeah.
Like we look at other designers and they're struggling to get through, basically. Like they need that extra freelance job and they want the jobs we have. And now because we've got such a steady stream of that, my brain feels like it's not getting challenged by it anymore.
That's true.
And I'm starting to think, well, I can't keep doing this for 10 years just because it's safe, because I'm going to hate myself at the end of it.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so scary.
So it is scary.
And I mean, yeah, I guess logically the next kind of steps would be we keep doing what we're doing. I think we're on the right trajectory. We're doing this stuff for ourselves, these 2 promos, which is like, you know, super creative in the direction we want to head as well. Hopefully we get some more work like that. Eventually we hire someone else to do all the smaller jobs
Yeah.
that we don't really want to do anymore.
Or we just say we're not doing those anymore. That's
Yeah.
the thing is like, yeah, because the only thing is if we did hire someone, this is now getting to like studio strategy, but if we did hire someone, that workload off that is so much. Like what's great about our kind of working relationship now is that we kind of talk about what needs to get done and it gets divvied up, but there's not a management structure. And if we have someone else, it'd be great because they'll handle the lesser work, but that means that we're committing to still doing lesser work. So I've been thinking about it. I don't know exactly what to do. It's kind of like almost the next iteration would be to get a third person that's really, really good and cares as much, but then we also have to sacrifice our egos a bit to let that expand in that way. So
That is very true. That's probably it, man.
Yeah.
Like that makes a lot of sense.
So like building a small team, but I don't know. I mean, who knows? We'll have to see what the work is in a year's time. I think you're right. We're pushing into something with these promos. But yeah, it's like chasing down more interesting things. Like let's go try to do a music video for $0 for someone just to see what happens.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're working up to a point where we kind of have a bit of money to sustain us for a while that maybe we should take some risks like that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or even say,
Make a porno.
Exactly. I mean, the world's got to, see the moves. See the great moves. Missionary, reverse missionary. It's when the mission gets on top and, it's I don't want to get
That's a
into
whole
it.
other
It's
thing.
a whole thing. At the start of the studio, definitely really motivated by money, just by the fact that I didn't want to do sales anymore and I wanted to live a different life. And it was a creative outlet. Even I was just doing marketing, but for me, it is a creative outlet. It was me running my own thing. It was really interesting. Then it was, you started working with me and we were trying to do, and we had a bigger team. We were just trying to build that up. We thought, we can sustain a lot of people and it'll be a big organization. That's what we want to do. And then that wasn't creatively satisfying at all. So we made a shift not to do that. Weirdly, the money got better. Like we managed to maintain the exact same number of jobs with 2 of us and made good money as a result. And now we've been looking at the money and we've got targets related to that and how much we want to earn. I think the next step will probably be like, well, now let's take a risk for the next year. And if it goes well, then we can do the same. But otherwise, we'll have to see. Like we have to take a stab at something for once in our life. And this is our commitment, I guess, is to not take a raise for a second to do this.
That's true.
But then it's just so easy to take a weird job and you have a plan of doing something creative and then you just say, yeah, I'll do that weird flyer job or something because it's like whatever, it's good money. And
We have a few clients that we almost have set up their visual style when it comes to animation, some with actual branding. So we know it's easy money.
Yeah. Easy money.
We know we can just like knock it out of the park like that.
Yeah.
So it's like very hard to say no to them.
I think it's hard when you're a new designer. You're like, easy money. Like, for the love of God, give me that money. Like,
Yeah.
no money will kill you. But then eventually, when you're at a certain point in your career, easy money will kill you. Like,
True.
I could just see myself being really mediocre.
Well, we're just in real time before was trying to craft an email to a client that offered us a couple of jobs that we
We
don't,
just said it's
we
not,
would
it's not
normally
for
do.
us. Yeah.
We would normally do, but it's not really for us.
The client's great. And when you have a good client, you just feel like you should say yes to everything because you want to be their go-to.
Yeah.
But
At what point do you stop that?
yeah, at what point are you just doing they could get a better job somewhere else if they found someone to really do that. And I'm not really benefiting them by saying, I was going to just say we're busy. But we're not busy. It's not what we do. Like, we have to focus in on what we do.
And I don't think we are the best people for the job anyway.
No.
And I know they could find someone that suits the job better.
Yeah.
It might be a money thing. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I don't want to do that shit. Shout out to...
You know who you are. Thank you so much. So, I don't know. That's been on my mind. But that's kind of like, if we think about all the other episodes of this, they kind of lent into inspiration or what to do, blah, blah. And I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we should actually talk about, just for a second, for our 12 subscribers, up to 12 now, by the way,
Oh.
what our kind of aim for this channel is, really. Because
Yeah.
we kind of know, but like we never really actually said it on here. Our first few episodes were kind of just like some tips and tips for designers and like motion graphics people and just creatives in general. about like how to run your studio, this and that, like just discussions on inspiration, whatever. But we kind of wanted to head towards more of just a conversation.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing less jump cutting. We're just gonna try and have like just long, nice conversations about
Design.
art, creativity.
I think for us too, it's the end goal too is that we have other people on here. And I don't know if we want to put this in there or not, but the point of the name Day Rates was we're going to talk to other freelancers about what that normal day is for them.
Yeah.
And what they get done and kind of what their working life is. And potentially, if we get our money together, hire them for a day rate and see what they produce and actually talk about that. So
I think that'll definitely happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think ultimately we want it to be not just a channel directly focused on one particular thing. I mean, I think we should occasionally we'll just do some tutorials. Occasionally, I think, yeah, like you said, the main focus is just getting some people on here to see what they would do for a day rate, getting, them to actually do a job for us. And then also we just have conversations like this.
yeah, because I think for me, I've always watched like the future, and you know, probably now it's like ubiquitous. I started watching it like 4 years ago or something when they just started, and it wasn't getting loads of like as many views as it is now. And I just liked it because it kind of seemed to document how another studio owner thought, and that was really interesting to me. I needed that because I didn't know any other people that did this.
Yeah.
Like I just got into this, I was like outsider to this industry, and I think this stuff is important because you might be another kid in your career and think like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, and that kind of, it's a messy journey. It stays with you, I guess. So discussions like this or talk about how you do your work, it's probably valuable, I think.
And I think it is in Australia too, because I don't see a lot of things like this in Australia. There might be some, but they might be just as small as us, so we're not seeing them. But I mean, I watched shit like that as well, like The Future and stuff. But you just see them in America in like some big city and shit, and you're just like, that's not me. Like I can't relate to this. Like, but yeah, so I think it's important that we're just a couple of dudes in Sydney doing this shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. Like America has, we have a real tall poppy syndrome here because in Australia, because like, I don't know, anyone does anything and they get cut down for it.
Yeah.
In America, they don't have that. It's very good. Like everyone's got good PR, it seems like, for themselves. And that's, as the whole country, like they made Hollywood, they obviously have the best PR as a country. It's like set up as the motherland for Western society and stuff. You know, so like, yeah, it's true. Like you look at these channels and you think that's some New York designer, that's not me, you know. But there's designers everywhere, you know. There's like designers hustling in like Mumbai, India right now, and they've got a whole thing, and they probably need channels directed directly at them. For us, it's Australian designers and stuff. Like I would have liked to see Australian studios do some of this stuff.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically what we want to kind of do with this channel.
If you want to be the 13th subscriber, now's your chance to get in early and say, I knew them when I was the 13th.
Who knows? 4 years from now, we could be dead.
Exactly. I'm worried about the longevity of my career, and I just get fucking murked.
Yeah, this channel, weirdly for me as well, is just like another little thing just out of the corporate space.
Yeah.
That we can focus on, and it's like almost like a little bit of therapy once a week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's so good that we've even done this a few weeks, and yeah, it is a little getting rid of the corporate chains. Even just us allocating an hour to this on like Friday mornings, and obviously more of your time to edit it. Thank you very much. I find it so hard to put any time into stuff that's not directly client work.
Yeah.
I really struggle. I know that you're meant to work on your own stuff, and I know that that's how real proper careers get forged, but I just cannot do it. Like, if I get an email from a client, it's always the most important thing to me, and I always think about how do we keep that stream of money coming in, and it's just like, it's good to put time into stuff like this, because you never know what's going to happen, you know?
Well, I feel very lucky because you have more invested in it than I do. That's why I feel like
It's all your time and efforts, you know? It should be the capitalist being like, take a shiny penny, and then you go and do all the work for everything.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You started this thing, you're doing all the accounting, you're doing all this shit.
Yeah.
I've just got a job. I never had a job where it was like a full-time job where there's benefits and shit. Like I can just like have a sick day and still get paid, or like, shit like that. I never had that. This is like the first job where I've really had that. So I don't know if I've gotten too comfortable with it now that it's like, I don't have to worry about that sort of shit so much.
Yeah,
I always think it'll be fine.
No, this is like a thing, but most people in jobs, I don't think we have this situation here, hopefully, but most people in jobs are getting exploited. Like your efforts are getting, the company does have more profits as a result. And I think a lot of people are like so grateful to get those benefits and stuff, but the sign of a good society is you should have those things. You're not meant to be just sold to the company and like, I don't know. So I hope that we have a good work-life balance here. I think that's important.
I think we do.
Yeah. And I think like the more we push into that, the probably better it is. Because especially a creative job, you can't just be under the thumb, just pushing through shit. It's going to kill you. Like you're not going to do good work anyway. So yeah, it's a different game. So I mean, just keep at it out there, you know.
Yeah. Please subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, please, come on.
But for real though, I mean, we're just a couple of dudes having a convo. Please. He hits me when the cameras aren't on.
Yeah, in other news, I had spinach copita.
It's spanakopita.
It said spinach copita.
Didn't say spinach copita.
Maybe it said spinach spanakopita.
Yeah, spanakopita is spinach pie.
Spanakopita is spinach pie.
Yes.
So there's a chance that spanner
Let's look it up.
is copita pie and spanner is spinach, and you call yourself Greek. Spanakopita or spinach pie is Greek savory pastry. So the spinach is inferred. So spanner could be spinach. We have no way of knowing. Shout out to the whole Greek culture.
Yayas. Wrap it up?
Yep.
All right.
Wrap it up.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Day Rates. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Did she say the saying that we always say?
Don't eat it if it's cold.